right, here we go, guys. Life on the Ice, Season 2. We're out here in the Cormorant Lakes area, and we're gonna go find some crappies out on a little smaller lake here. There's some weeds around. There's a couple, peaks and valleys. There's a big bowl that we're gonna check out. Today we're gonna talk about how I search for fish this time of year. It is mid-December right now. The ice is pretty thick this year, so we're able to get out there here pretty early, and I'm really looking forward to this today. Let's see what we can do. All right, today it's all about using your resources. We're going to use the Humminbird here to let us know where we're at on the lake. We've got live imaging with us, and the ace in our sleeve is, I know somebody that's been fishing out here recently, and we just might ask them where they've been catching fish. So there we go. We're going to go meet up with them here and pull those crappies out of the ice. Pop a couple holes, look with live imaging now and see if we can see anything, and we'll try to get this house done right away. So right now, I'm searching for fish in the general area where I expect them to be. We're in about 18 feet. There's a bowl right here that we're in, and then there's a nice point just that direction, about 50 feet. And then there's a sunken island kind of around this whole area here. So great structure, and I'm seeing fish. So I'm marking them on my Humminbird where I see them. That's where we're gonna put the house, looking for a school. And that's what we just found here a second ago. Where'd we go? There they are. So right here, we got a whole bunch showing up. A few have gone in and out of that area right there. But we're gonna put the house, I'm thinking we're gonna put it right over where those marks are, because they were really thick just a second ago. I was using the camera to look for the green weeds too. So I saw some green weeds in a few different areas, and then I put that down, and now I'm just going with my live imaging right here. Green weeds produce oxygen. This year especially, we've got, this summer we had 2 years worth of growth of weeds, and the oldest of the weeds starting to die off. They're brown towards the end of the summer, but some of those green weeds from this last year are still around. So they're producing oxygen, and that's where the fish are going to be. So that's really important. You and me are both fishing today. That's the great news. We can put extra lines up. I'm going to put up a couple tip-ups here. One with a big decoy minnow for a big pike, and we'll do a second one with a big decoy minnow for a big pike. Here's a big tip. On your tip-ups, everybody runs these huge hooks with these big decoy minnows, and they have trouble with the hook set. But that's all a guy needs, and you're gonna put that onto a big minnow. But the hookup ratio is just, it's so much better with a smaller hook. All right, there's your tip. So I'm gonna go grab some lead weights, some split shot weights to put on here, but for now we'll toss them down. Okay, when I'm talking big minnows, I'm talking the size of your foot right here. Real big. Now you don't want these all the way to the bottom. You want them set, I put them about halfway up the water column, or even higher than that, because the pike, they're roaming about. They're not on bottom necessarily. Oh boy, he's a tough one. Because they're out and about, you want to put that minnow above them, so what they see is the silhouette. They see the shadow as they look up, because fish feed up. They're looking for the shadow of that minnow above them, and that's when they'll go and grab it. And this will happen a lot with these guys. They are so tough. We're gonna get a bobber on there, I'm thinking. All right, let's go finish the job here. So the split shot weights that I'm going to be putting on here, these They don't do a whole lot, but they're gonna make it a little more difficult for him to move long distances. You know, so it'll help any kind of pike or whatever. It'll help him chase it down. Look at the heat on. Alright, we're set up, you guys, in this first spot, and we're seeing some fish down there. Looks like some smaller ones, but I think I did see a little bit larger one that was in the weeds. I'm starting small right now with a small tungsten jig and a wax worm. We'll jig a little bit, see if they want it. Switch up to a spoon with some wax worms on it, and then try a minnow head. We've also got a downline here with a little bit larger minnow on it. And we'll give it about 20-25 minutes here, and you know, if we don't see what we like, we're going to go over to that honey hole that my friend told me about. Use your resources, guys. I tell you what, that's the trick of the trade right there. Nobody knows everything, and that's important to know. As a fisherman, you can get frustrated, you know, thinking you don't know what you're doing and things like that. Use your resources. There's plenty of good fishermen out there. Make friends. Go fishing with them. Learn from them. That's how you get better. Oh, little guy, can I get him? This one's barely registering. We're going to put this one back for bait. Okay. No, this is not my minnow. Got a little perch there. Alright. You know what, though? That's good news, because that is exactly what the walleye are eating. So you can see what I'm doing here is I'm allowing them to chase it. I'm playing a game with them. Fishing up, I call it. Always bringing it up a little bit above them. The ones that are willing to come chase it are the ones that we want to catch. Now, especially crappies, which is our target species, they're willing to come up and chase things. I'm going to let it take it for a little bit here until it stops. Okay, once it goes again, you don't go too much. Nice big bass. Here we go, first fish of the day. I love bass, they come out to play. I've got some clients, especially down south, they'll eat these, especially winter bass. That'd be a good eating size if you did eat it. Otherwise up here, fun for a tug, man. Here we go. I'm using my live imaging here. See it as she drops there. So I'm using here, it is a Tony Roach VMC spoon, real simple spoon. I like white. White's a great color to have year round. It glows later in the evening here. We'll take advantage of that. My Summit shuttle unit here has got a black light on it. Really handy for charging up my lures. So I see a lot of fish swarming there right now. They're smaller. So I'm keeping mine up above a little higher, and I'm jigging fairly aggressively. It's one way to weed out the crappies from other fish that might be down there right now. They tend to go for more active jigging. Now this time of year, and ice fishing in general, you know, right around sunset, ooh, we got a big one coming in, right around sunset is a good time to fish, walleyes and crappies especially. So we're getting to that great time. There's some lakes for crappies and walleye that are kind of day lakes where you'll have more luck during the day. I can't tell you why that's the case, but if you can figure out which is which, you could have a full day of catching fish if you start on one lake and go to the next, and I've done that many times. Light bite. They might be pretty small, I think, and we're gonna give another 6 or 7 minutes here. I'm gonna see if I can pull in something a little larger, but at that point, since I know there's another spot that should be good, I'm willing to just pack up. And the beauty of it here is when you're using an ambush slayer like this pulled by UTV, you could, once we got it set up like this, all we got to do is take the lines out and head on over to that spot. That darn heater will even stay on the drive over there. It's just incredible. So we've done the hard work of getting everything prepared. Now the moves will be really easy. This is so much better than having to take down a tent. Just gonna hop in here. We're gonna go. We work with collective knowledge here. Double the odds of getting things right. Well, nobody's home, so we'd be a little bit closer, right? So, last place, it wasn't gangbusters, so we're gonna do same idea here, but we'll switch up the colors of our jigs, etc., try a few different things. My wife's in the dental industry, and she tells me they're jewels, not tools, because I bite the line way too much. Staying nice and small, but we'll go to a chartreuse color. Almost bit it. You got that one on camera. I believe this one glows in the dark, so we're going to charge it up. Come here. We're going to toss on 2 of these waxes. You can see a couple on the periphery. That's good. Seeing some goods here. There we go. Nice bluegill. That's a nice slab right there. This one's for Instagram. Again, that is just a wonderful bluegill right there. What a fun fish to catch. All right, buddy. There we go. I'm fishing with this one. Screw that one for now. If I catch bluegill like that, to heck with crappies, man, that'd be a good scenario. I'm all about that high hook set. I bet that's another gilly gill. Oh yeah, his brother, maybe little brother, but still beautiful fish. Wonderful. These are the best tasting fish to eat, in my opinion. Very nice. We'll let it go, let it grow. Okay, against my better judgment, I am quickly tying this line. Let's see if there's anything bigger down there. I thought I saw something a little bigger. So the trick is, find something that's going to fall down there pretty fast. Get it right in front of their face, because as we've seen here, they come and go pretty quick. I want a big fat head. So with crappie, I go big or go home. Now how I hook it, it's just like anything else, just really easy, nice and easy. The right inside there is how I got the hook. Trying to do the least amount of damage as possible. Then they're going to be more active down there. They're less injured. So little things can make the difference. And now, because of the size of that minnow, I know that anything that goes for that down there is going to be pretty good size. They're all zeroing in on it. It's right there. Now I got 100 guys. The fishing industry, it's an industry, right? They're looking to make money. They come out and do things every year just so they can stay afloat, and you can't blame them for that. Some people think, okay, you don't need all the new things. I tell you what, in my years of experience, the fish, I don't even know how this is possible, but it seems like they've got a bit of a memory even from last year. If I use what was killing it year one, and then next year I use the same lure, it's not as effective. Yet when I'm using some of the newest stuff that they released that this year, that Northland or VMC releases, that new stuff, you get more bites on it. It's got a little different cadence to it. They're making it out of different materials. All those things, it really does matter. So now here's what I'll tell you though, don't buy it in every size, or in every color. That's how you can save some money. Get your chartreuse, your white, your pink. That's all you need. If you're going for walleye, get gold. Heck, that's all I'd almost use for walleye. And by that same rationale, you should be able to go back to some of the older lures that your grandpa maybe used or your dad maybe used, Swedish pimple, stuff like that, and cycle them back through, and you probably have some luck, similar to using new lures. Now's the time to check and see if that tip up is up. Nothing. Okay, so we're gonna try a new spoon that we got here. I like Northland, BMC. Those are my two go-to ones, but a couple Lindy spoons here. Every time you go to the bait shop or L&M or Shields, you gotta buy one or two more lures, right? A curved little spoon here with a bead on the back that's gonna rattle. Pretty small profile, very thin, not much material to it. Should have a good flutter effect, which I like. So right now we're in about 25 feet of water, so we're a little bit deeper than before. This kind of makes sense. During the summer, I'll find that we'll be fishing for walleye a little bit deeper, and we'll get a lot of big bluegills, especially when we use them like night crawlers, stuff like that, or a big leech they'll go after. So they kind of hang out where the walleyes hang out, and we're kind of in that type of spot right now. Some comes through right about the middle of the column. That'd be that crappie we're looking for, so that'd be the hope. Okay, had this minnow head on this spoon here. No more. If you got the bait, use fresh. All right. Oh, there's a big. Oh yeah, come on, man, come on, man, come on. Let's get this guy on here. So we have one that came in pretty hot. The trick here is don't look into the light. That'll get you. All right, here we go. Full minnow, we'll see if that makes any difference. Oh, he's beelining. Oh yeah, that's got some weight to it. Crappie. Oh, nice big bluegill. Oh. Man, he tugged. These are bluegill the size of crappies. He's got the minnow in his mouth. Should we let him keep it? I think we should. All right. You get your prize. Fun times on the ice right here. Here we go. We are seeing some coming in a little bit higher up in the column. That's good. That could be crappies. It's hard to tell. There was one right there. He's showing up. He's kind of coming in. I like seeing that. So when I'm hooking them here, it's not as delicate. I'm going through the tail, right through beneath the backbone, so they're nice and firm on there. I don't care so much if I harm them a little bit. I'm going to be moving them around myself with my wrist here. Nothing yet. Here one comes. He wants this one like nothing else. He's going to smack it right on there. There we go. Ooh, another bluegill, I'd imagine. Crappie, hey, here we go. 4 species today here. All right. First crappie of the day. Beautiful color as always. Now go get your big brother, right? Beautiful fish. There we go. That could be a sign of the times. Maybe the crappies are coming in now. Bluegills usually hit more during the day, I've found, and then the crappies will transition in. So again, the thing I do that's a little bit different, I go with fatheads. I don't go with crappie minnows. You'll get enough smaller ones that you'll need, but I like using a little bit larger ones too. I might kind of graduate up to that here tonight. because bigger bait, bigger fish, just that old adage. There's some truth to it. Oh, there's nice ones down there right now. Two nice ones on the left side. Come at it. Let's go, fellers. Oh yeah, there's one coming in. He's only about 10 feet down. That's crappie for sure. That's usually not allowed in the fish house. You don't scare somebody by making a sound when it's not a bite. So with these spoons that you use, it's important to know. So you're jigging them like this, different cadences, different speeds, but then pause in between, because what's happening is that spoon is falling for one, but then it's untwisting. The line gets twisted up a little bit, so it's down there spinning, it's moving, it's even going in a circle a little bit, and you're not even moving your line up here, and that's okay. Just a different presentation that you're giving to the fish down there. Boy, when we pulled over here, that ambush heater was still rocking and rolling. Nothing had moved in here, and it was like we just had picked it up and we just started fishing again. Just drilled a couple holes. It's this perfect scenario for fishing, you guys. It's a fishing machine. So as for the scenario where we're fishing right now, we just got off of a cold snap. It was below zero for a couple days. Today, starting last night, it started to go up in temp. I think today we had a high of right around 20 or maybe 22 or something like that. Hopefully the fishing just keeps getting better and better for everybody that's out. There's a lot of people out this weekend, boy oh boy. There's an old guide once told me that there are lures meant to catch fish and there's lures meant to catch fishermen. Learn to tell the difference between the two. It's pretty much been narrowed down. Bright colors during the winter. Pretty much you'll be safe doing that. White is always good. Okay, so this one here is a Northland Thumper, they call it. Nice thin profile on it, but it's got that extra little clapper, they call it, or little piece of metal on there that claps against the spoon. And you'll notice it's got an eye on there. It looks out of place, that eye on the very tip. So eyes are important. If eyes fall off your plastics, you should use a new plastic. If your minnow's eye falls out, bless his soul, you should be using a new minnow. Eyes equal life to a predator. Predator sees eyes and they think only one thing. Whatever it is, that thing's alive. So we're taking advantage of that extra clapper here, and we're just going to do some aggressive jigs. Funny business going on down there. I knew that was going to happen. Magic grappler. This is where it gets. This is a tough one to figure out exactly what I want to take it here. Minnow wasn't too big. Who's still on? Little guy. Crappie. There we go. We'll take it. Oh yeah, I got that one down there a little further. There we are, very nice fish. I'll take that. Alright, here we go. Sorry, bud. Okay, we're going old school to my favorite from, geez, 2 years ago probably. Coffin spoon. The pink and chartreuse, that's about the only one I buy. Seems to work well. Well, looky here. I didn't even see that one go. Yeah, here we go. Not a false alarm. Crappie time. Ooh, okay, so here's a tip. It's down there pretty far, kind of hard to see. First thing I do is I pull the minnow out. Get that out of the way. And then we'll get it in some light here. Alright, this is gettable. There we go. We just saved this fish. That would have been an easy one to kill. A little bit of blood in there. He'll be fine. Another crappie though. Here we go. Alright. Get big, buddy. Don't hesitate to be firm with your actions. When you get into the bigger species, the muskie and the pike and walleye, it's even more important. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Pretty easy to kill them. With a muskie, you got to carry a wire cutter with you. And pretty much expect, I don't care if your lure costs $50, save the fish, cut the hook. I caught a bass on the boat one time, and I didn't know this until the end, but so I pulled, it had a jig coming out its butt, so it had pretty much almost passed it. He seemed to be healthy. I pulled it out, just, you know, it felt kind of goofy, the little surgery I was doing. And then at the end of the trip, the guy said, so I work with the Iowa DNR. He said, what you did there was great, that was perfect. So you know, you wouldn't even have to do it. They've got a mechanism to get rid of a hook like that. It's just kind of a natural feature, an evolutionary feature they've got. Again, I learn from my clients. That is the common thing. If you're not learning from somebody else, you're not growing. I absolutely love these lipless crankbaits here. They call them all kinds of different names. For one, this is one of those two where it's like, okay, should I use the color that I think looks good to me, or should I use the color that might look good to the fish? These are great because you don't have to put, you know, there's no live bait on them. You can just zip around, don't have to worry about putting on new bait. Get your hands all cold. Here's the downside of them though. Come on. But you'll see here, this ambush house is made for live imaging, and you're seeing how that's true. I'm putting that line down, I'm putting my line down, and if the guy didn't know, he'd ask, well, how on earth are you seeing where the line is? How do you know it's right in the right place? Because I can see it on my screen right there. That's where it's at. Right now, we've got the bobber line is down there. See it right there. And then when I come up, I'll usually come up right about there. A little smaller mark right now. There we go. Nice and easy. It goes 15 feet to the right and to the left too, so we can see things coming out from the sides. Now there's a certain cadence with these lipless crankbaits, or whatever you want to call them here. There's BBs on the inside of this, and it's just kind of a steady, slow raise, so it makes kind of a tit sound compared to a in between jigging. Let it sit, it's turning. Look at him go like Johnny Be Good up there. I could have swore he had that line in his hand. Let's get him to come back here. Come on, buddy. Such an odd trajectory. What's he doing? It's just like when you're standing in the line of the buffet and you're looking at the pizza and it's been sitting there for a bit. He's just looking. Whoa! He came over to me. He was looking at the pizza and you're like, nope, not gonna eat it. That's kind of what he thought there. Yeah, he darted. Whatever down there, they're darting fast. This is a great example. This lure, the clam flutter leech spoon, it was killer 3 years ago, just killer. And then it's like, I've caught almost nothing on the past couple of years, but we're gonna try to bring her back here. It does not have any BBs. It does not make noise, so it's conscious, the decision I'm making here. We're going to try something that doesn't quite make as much noise. So it looks like that. It's got that, like a marabou little tail there on it. I saw that fish going for that. He was over here. Yeah, I believe that's him. Let's see if we can find him a little better. Yeah, there he is. And he's starting to go with it. Oh yeah. Come on up here, crappie. Here we go. Another one. All right. We're catching fish. We're catching fish. See? Oh yeah, you got that down there a little bit. There we go. Got him out. A little bit bigger than the previous ones there. There we go, buddy. Fun times, fun times. I don't know, I think we're catching more than that tonight. They like that still bait. It might be a croppers. Yes, sir. Go guy. There we go. So my theory panned out. So any component of a lure can be switched up. So whether it makes noise or not, whether it's got that marabou hair on it, color, all are fair game to switch to see what's working. This one here, no BBs, good deal. Might be the year of the flutter spoon making a comeback, baby. A city full of fish down there. So you see how slow I'm moving my rod tip up? You maybe even argue I'm not doing it, but I am. It's oh so slow. That's the way to do it. I saw you catch Bob 5 minutes ago, and Bob came back, he was bleeding. I'm not gonna bite. Okay, let's see if we caught anything on that tip up. I got a feeling I didn't put it deep enough here. I don't think it's up. Okay, one's coming at it. If he doesn't do it, oh yeah, yeah, baby. Give me it. Just give me it. Oh, come on. Oh, denied. That felt like being out at the bar. Going home alone. Well, we're going to wrap it up tonight, and it was a great night, so no disappointment here. We're going home with some smiles. We've got 4 different species, got into some perch, got into nice bluegill, crappies, and then we got that nice bass too. The rattle reel, the downline, that was where it was at. We were using, the bass bit on the sucker minnow, but then we put a smaller hook on there and put some fatheads on there, and then it was strictly crappies, no bluegill, which was interesting. As for on the rods are working well too. We used a lot of spoons tonight, and that worked well. And we changed a variety of components of the spoons too. The color we changed, whether it rattled or not, we changed the size, all those different things, how thin it was, so then how fluttered differently, all those things. And that's kind of what I'd like to part with here is to try different things and don't give up. Perseverance is what's going to catch fish. You might not get it, that one particular day, but go back, do it again, keep trying. And then, the last lesson too is, as you saw, use your resources, okay? Use your resources, whether it's your technology that you've got that helps you find fish, or a friend of yours, or someone you know that is a good fisherman, and you talk with them. There's nothing to be embarrassed about or ashamed about getting tips from your buddies that are out fishing too. You should be sharing tips. There's power in numbers, okay? So, kind of makes fishing not such an individual thing. It's a collective experience, and it's a lot of fun. So we're gonna wrap it up tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon for the next episode of Life on the Ice.